There's a molecule that most people, including most doctors, have never heard of. And yet the science behind it has been building for over 18 years across 25 gold standard human clinical trials with over 500 published studies. And when I tell you it has implications for energy, muscle function, brain health, and even your skin, I genuinely mean that. Today we're talking about Urolithin A, and specifically Mitopure. This is the patented clinically studied form of it by Swiss science longevity brand Timeline. But first, if you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Mamina Torregano. I'm a triple board certified dermatologist, which means I'm board certified in dermatology, internal medicine, and dermatopathology. I make content about skin health, longevity, and the root cause behind what we see on the surface because I genuinely believe that you cannot separate the two. If you want more of that, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Now back to this molecule, Urolithin A, because I think it represents a really interesting shift in how we think about aging and cellular health. So as a triple board certified dermatologist, I am very selective about what I put my name behind. What caught my attention here was the level of clinical rigor, 25 human trials, decades of research, and a real focus on mitochondrial health and cellular energy. And when you start understanding how much of aging ties back to mitochondrial function, you realize why this all matters. So let's get into it. Okay, so first let's get back to the basics. What are mitochondria and why do they matter? So you might have heard the phrase, mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. You learned it in 8th grade biology, probably forgot it and moved on, but I want you to actually sit with what that means for your health because it's more relevant than most people realize. So every single cell in your body needs energy to function. Your skin cells need energy to produce collagen. Your muscle cells need energy to repair after a workout. Your immune cells need energy to protect you. 90% of the body's energy comes from your mitochondria. Here's an analogy that I love. So think of your body like a smartphone. You have the skin app, the muscle app, the brain app, the immune system app. All of these apps are running at the same time every day doing important work. But none of them work if the battery is dead. Your mitochondria are the battery. And when that battery starts declining, every system suffers, whether you can see it yet or not. Here's the part that nobody really talks about. As we age, mitochondrial function declines. Mitochondria become damaged, less efficient, and less capable of producing cellular energy. And mitochondrial dysfunction is associated with reduced repair, increased oxidative stress, and many of the changes that we associate with aging. We've been treating skin aging like a surface problem for decades, but so much of what we see on the surface starts deeper inside the cell long before it shows up in the mirror. Enter Urolithin A and the process of mitophagy. So the question becomes, is there anything that we can actually do to support mitochondrial health in a meaningful way? So that is where Urolithin A comes in. Urolithin A is a postbiotic molecule, meaning that it's produced when your gut bacteria metabolize certain polyphenols found in foods like pomegranates and walnuts. The interesting part is that most people either don't eat enough of these foods consistently or their gut microbiome is not very efficient at producing meaningful amounts of Urolithin A from them. Research suggests only about 30 to 40% of people can generate it effectively from diet alone. What makes Urolithin A unique is that it supports a process called mitophagy. Mitophagy is essentially your cell's built-in mitochondrial quality control system. It's how the body identifies dysfunctional mitochondria, clears them out, and helps renew them with healthier ones. I always think about it like replacing old dim light bulbs in your house. So like when the bulbs are burnt out, the whole space feels dull, dark. Replacing them changes how everything functions. That's essentially what mitophagy is doing at the cellular level. A lot of traditional anti-aging approaches focus primarily on the surface of the skin, and we love them. But what makes this different is that it's targeting cellular energy and mitochondrial health underneath all of that. And that matters because mitophagy naturally declines with age. Damaged mitochondria accumulate, cellular energy decreases, and tissues become less resilient over time. Mitopure is the patented purified form of Urolithin A by Timeline that has actually been used in clinical research, which matters enormously in a supplement space where quality control can honestly be all over the place. I mean, it's an insane world out there. So what does this mean for your body? When you support mitochondrial health, you're not targeting one isolated organ or one isolated symptom. You're supporting something foundational that essentially every system in the body depends on. Think back to the smartphone analogy. The individual apps aren't working when the battery is not working. So when taken as a supplement, clinical studies have shown improvements in cellular energy, muscle strength, and health, which makes sense because muscle tissue is incredibly energy dependent and one of the first places we tend to to notice mitochondrial decline. But this extends beyond muscle. Cellular energy is really the foundation of how we age. When mitochondria are functioning well, your cells have what they need to do their jobs. And that's what longevity is really about, giving your cells the energy to keep showing up. That is the longevity piece. And this is where I want you to connect this back to your skin, because your skin, as we know, is not separate from the rest of your body and your biology. It is operating on the exact same cellular energy systems as everything else in your body. So why does this matter specifically for your skin? We all know that your skin is an organ, and I know we often talk about it like it is just a surface, something to exfoliate or moisturize or put products on. But it is a living, functioning organ, and like every organ in the body, it requires energy to function properly. Collagen assembly, visible reduction of wrinkles, protection against UV damage, all of that is energy dependent, and all of it relies on mitochondrial function. And honestly, I think that we've been thinking about skin aging too narrowly for decades. We tend to treat aging like a surface level problem, but a lot of what we see happening in the skin starts much deeper at the cellular level with declining mitochondrial function and declining cellular energy. And that's part of why I became interested in Mitopure by Timeline. It's designed to support mitophagy, and this is your body's process of clearing out damaged mitochondria and renewing cellular energy. And this is why pairing supplements and skincare with other essentials like sleep matter enormously when it comes to not only your skin health, but your overall health. But supporting the underlying biology underneath all of that, I genuinely think that it's where the future of skin longevity is headed. One thing that I found genuinely interesting in the research is that aging is associated with downregulation of genes involved in collagen assembly. Mitopure has been shown to support pathways involved in collagen assembly and mitochondrial renewal. We're not just talking about temporarily hydrating or plumping the skin surface, we're talking about supporting the underlying biology involved in how skin functions. So that's what makes this conversation around mitochondrial health so interesting to me. It changes the way we think about skin aging entirely. People ask me all the time whether mitochondrial skincare or mitochondrial health are just like buzzwords, because we know that longevity is a hot topic right now. A lot of people are getting really into it. When it comes to taking care of our mitochondria, what really impressed me here is the depth of research. Over 18 years of work, multiple human clinical trials, and a very real focus on cellular energy and mitophagy. My entire approach to dermatology has always been about looking deeper than the surface and understanding the root biology driving what we see in the skin. Timeline's approach aligns with that philosophy in a way that feels very authentic to how I already think about aging and skin health. I trust the science, and I'm very excited to continue diving deeper into this topic, including the specific products, the skincare research, and how this may fit into a broader skin longevity approach. If this was helpful, please share this with somebody who is genuinely interested in supporting their health long term. And if you're new here, I make content every week about skin health, longevity, and evidence-based ways to support aging from the inside out. I would love to see you back here, so please make sure you subscribe. Until next time, please take care of your skin from the inside out and the outside in. See you next time.